and whinge, as they call it over here. I'm not a complainer. I'm basically an up person, even in—
Reflecting on her life, Tina Turner would often say that her career spanned more than 2 decades, specifically around 22 to 23 years of relentless work as a performer. Now, imagine this. A roaring audience on their feet. The atmosphere electric with anticipation. Heels clack like war drums as Tina Turner makes her way to center stage, sequins shimmering fiercely under the searing stage lights. Yet behind that dazzling entrance, behind the glamour and applause, there was a list, one she never shared publicly. A list of names that made her blood run cold. She didn't need to say much. Her silence had more impact than 1,000 words. But those who truly understood her knew one truth. There were 6 people Tina Turner refused to forgive. These weren't casual disagreements or minor feuds. When Tina loathed someone, it was absolute. There was no going back, only a quiet, burning war that never cooled. At the top of that list was the man who began as her musical partner and ended up her personal nightmare, Ike Turner. He didn't just find her talent, he tried to claim it as his own. Their collaboration started with promise, soulful rhythm, and uncontainable fire. But behind closed doors, the harmony turned into horror. Abuse, dominance, and relentless fear governed their relationship. He decided what she wore, how she spent her money, even when she could speak. He didn't just hurt her, he attempted to erase her autonomy. He beat her, demeaned her, and tried to control every corner of her life. He weaponized love, turned music into chains, and masked tyranny behind a microphone. To the outside world, they looked like a powerful duo. But in private, Tina Turner endured a waking nightmare dressed in high heels and sequins. He forced her to perform through pain, to smile while suffering from cracked ribs. He told her she was unwanted, that no one else would love her or believe her story. For a time, she believed him. But she didn't break. In 1976, she made her escape. Bloodied, barefoot, and with only 36 cents and a gas station credit card. She vanished from the prison he had built from her suffering. She stayed in motels, lived off vending machine snacks, and began piecing herself back together, voice by voice, breath by breath. When she finally spoke out about what he had done, it wasn't for sympathy. It was for reclamation. She didn't mention his name for years. And when she finally did, it wasn't with resentment, it was with surgical precision. Ike Turner wasn't just a chapter in her life. He was the locked cage she shattered. The second name she never forgave was a fellow icon, David Bowie, a man she once admired, until one thoughtless moment turned her awe into disappointment. The plan was simple. 2 legends, one unforgettable collaboration. But during a party in the early 80s, Bowie, clearly intoxicated and in high spirits, made a joke that crossed a sacred line. A crowd gathered around him as he joked about the music business, fame, and then, abruptly, about her. He referenced her abuse at the hands of Ike, calling it character building. The laughter halted. Tina froze. Her entire body stiffened. She smiled, but it was the kind of smile that concealed fury. He tried to pass it off, claiming he meant no harm, that it was just a joke. But to Tina Turner, pain wasn't comedy. Trauma wasn't entertainment. And there was no space in her life for anyone who mocked her survival. The admiration she had for him shattered that night. She refused to collaborate with him, despite pressure from producers and fans. Tina believed scars were sacred, and those who joked about them had no place in her orbit. The third name belonged to someone she once considered a sister, until Rivalries soured their connection, Aretha Franklin. Both were powerful, both revered, both queens in their own right. But beneath the crowns, a silent battle simmered. As Tina's star ascended in the late 60s, Aretha saw competition. 2 dominant forces in soul music couldn't occupy the same spotlight without friction. Industry insiders recall how they'd avoid each other backstage, never speaking, always observing. The alleged quote that changed everything? Aretha reportedly told a producer, "She screams, I sing." That one line drove a wedge between them. Tina heard it, and it cut deep. Yet, she didn't respond in interviews. She let her fire speak on stage. Every performance was her answer. Every cheer from the crowd, her silent rebuttal. Over the years, they rarely encountered each other. And when they did, it was elegance layered in frost. No warmth, no words. In 1983, Aretha was offered a high-profile duet. Tina declined immediately. No drama, no comment. Just pure, deliberate silence. Because Tina Turner didn't pretend. When someone questioned her worth, she didn't debate them. She simply outlasted them. The fourth name on her blacklist? A young rebel who mirrored her intensity, Madonna. During the 1980s, Madonna skyrocketed to fame with wild outfits, provocative performances, and an unapologetic attitude. Critics often said she was borrowing from Tina's blueprint. The hair, the leather, the sheer force of presence. Tina wasn't threatened by the imitation. What offended her was Madonna's attitude. In interviews, Madonna dismissed older artists, hinting that their time had passed. That hit a nerve. Tina Turner, who had clawed her way out of the ashes to dominate global charts in her 40s, didn't take kindly to being dismissed as outdated. She didn't argue. She didn't speak against her. But when they crossed paths, the chill was unmistakable. In 1992, at a star-studded gala, they walked by each other. No smiles, no acknowledgement. Tina believed that respect wasn't optional, and once it was lost, it was never retrieved. The fifth person she erased from her world? The controlling genius with a god complex, Phil Spector. Early in her solo journey, he hailed her as the only female voice fit for true rock. He made promises, an album, complete creative control, artistic freedom. Tina believed him. She rehearsed, blocked out time, trusted the plan. Then came the betrayal. Without warning or explanation, he replaced her with Ronnie Spector. No apology, no closure. Just silence. It wasn't just a professional disappointment. It was personal. And for Tina, that kind of betrayal didn't deserve confrontation. It deserved permanent disconnection. She never worked with him again, never spoke of him. And that void said everything. And finally, the sixth and last name, flamboyant and outspoken, Elton John. On paper, it seemed like a perfect pairing. Two legends, one stage, magic in the making. But behind the curtain, rehearsal became war. During the late 1980s, they were prepping for a special televised performance. Tina demanded precision, excellence, control. Elton bristled under her critique. She called him unprepared. He called her impossible. Tension escalated. Voices raised, equipment smashed, doors slammed. They went on with the show, but their chemistry on stage was ice cold. Later, Elton John admitted their dynamic was volcanic, and that's how it stayed. Tina never addressed it publicly, but insiders say she found him too volatile, too erratic. She believed in hard work, respect, and emotional discipline. He represented the opposite. Tina Turner wasn't just a survivor. She was an unstoppable force. When she walked away from someone, she never looked back. Her silence was final. Her boundaries, non-negotiable. These six names, Ike Turner, David Bowie, Aretha Franklin, Madonna, Phil Spector, and Elton John, were more than former peers. They were markers of what she endured, who she became, and who she chose to never forgive. She didn't carry grudges out of bitterness. She carried them like shields, reminders of the battles she'd fought and the dignity she demanded. While millions cheered her name, few understood the strength it took just to stand. And those who mocked her pain, belittled her effort, or betrayed her trust, they became ghosts, silenced by the legend who never needed to scream to be heard.